It's Meraki also out on track as well. He's gone purple in the first sector with a 26.488 personal best as well. He's yet to set a lap, that's why. 17.6 in that middle sector. Let's see if he can get up close and personal to GB. He can do more than that, go faster than GB with a 1:16.189. A magnificent showing from Season 4's champion. The champions are all coming home to roost now. Timothée Marduk also one of those as well. A two-time champion here in this series. Reigning champion off the back of last season, Season 8. And now in the Mercedes, looking to try and bring yet further success as he now rounds the final few corners. As I said, currently sits 20 points clear of rival Alex Gillen as he now rounds the final corner now. 26.6 in the first sector, 17.7 in sector 2. Enough to surely bring him into the top 10, into the top 3, just behind GB as well. A 1:16.631. Still quite a lot of work to do, but he's getting closer. And just look at this from the one and only Hayden van der Gullis.
I'm sure he's done more laps in reverse in the Create Series than he's done actually pointing forwards. He hasn't necessarily had the best completion rate. We're not quite on the levels of Mr. Dale yet, but I'm almost certain if we count them up and go through the statistics, he's done equal, if not more, laps in reverse. Yeah, beautiful teamwork between the Aston Martins, keeping an eye though on Razin. Final couple of corners for him to contend with. He's only managed to get a 19.4 on the board at the moment. Soft tyres will come to his aid. He'll round the final corner. Could it be provisional pole position? Yes, it is, with a 15.867. Beautiful stuff from Racing Chi.
That is absolutely brilliant from Razin Chai there. Very nearly copied what you said. We're going to the top. Razin Chi up at the very top of the order. The only driver to register a 1:15 so far in the session, and my goodness me, wasn't it a good one? All about that final purple sector with that 31.8 that he was able to register. F1 Alex also out on the lap as well, looking for big improvements. And I must say, this looks like an improvement as he makes his way up towards the line as well. Enough to break into that top 10, but only by a slither. He's got plenty of candidates further down that are looking to challenge. We got GB as well coming around the final corners. We've got 10 seconds or so left now. We're coming into stoppage time. It's all or nothing for every driver out on the grid, and GB68 is now going to look for top goal supremacy. He does! My goodness me! And that is 21 thousandths faster than Racing Chai, who's been relegated to second place now. Here comes Fabio. He's looking to pull out a clutch lap as well. Yet to set one at all. Neither is Mike Stachio. Timothée Marduk, the championship leader, also coming around the final corner, also looking to rise to the top late in the day. No, only enough for fourth fastest, just in behind Lolinova. Formula Karim with his fellow McLaren teammate Nick Flies, both looking for a run across the line to break into the top 10, and Karim steals it right at the bitter end as well. But keenly enough, plenty of drivers to come, and here comes Meraki. He goes fifth fastest. Bizarre scenes, Karim showing his natural speed once more, TK.
Yeah, fantastic lap from himself. The toe from Nick Flies looking to prove unbalanceable amongst the rest of our field. Mike Stachio, though, still to come across the line to make it all 20 drivers setting a lap. And it's only going to be P19, but starting ahead of Hayden Gullis. At least it's not last place.
As we get set ready to race now, as the lights, they're all lit. They go out, it's pedal to the metal, and it's go, 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 go. Great start for Formula Karim, and a steady start from GB as well. Racing Chai in third, Timothée Marduk and Meraki going at it as well in a battle over fifth place with Ricky 03 and Imprata going side by side on the run now out of turn 3. Very shortly out of turn 2 through towards turn 3, I should say. Lolinova has pounced on Racing Chai immediately now as they stretch down through towards the 90-degree right-hander, and Karim has sailed away here in this wet weather. The rain has not deterred him. It's Karim, GB now 1.4 seconds back now, 1.5 and falling with Lolinova in third, Racing Chai fourth. Timothée Marduk has managed to get the up on Meraki coming through the first sector. They're in sector 2 now, rounding Lakeside Drive, and in behind Timothée Marduk all over the tail of fellow champion Racing Chai, TK.
Yeah, Team Arctic had a fantastic launch, got that initial move made on Meraki. GB didn't get what he would have liked. He was immediately under pressure from Razin, then Lolly Nova, and the Aston Martin still looks to be suffering, with the Haas looking towards the inside line as we make our way into the third and final sector. Surely he's going to try later on the brakes, hanging around the outside. The no DRS isn't seeming to worry Lolly Nova, as he's gone from 4th to 2nd in just 1 lap.
Let's hear Matt Mardick the first to jump. Now that is the first, should we say, strategic pit stop we have already seen. Obviously, remember, we've already seen a stop for Liam Hammond, but this is the first in-race stop that we have seen, and I would say that this is fairly early on. An interesting take, an interesting call here from Benjamin Daly at this point, TK. But you never know, Rasin Chai might fancy his chances coming down in towards turns 9 and 10. He's in the wheel tracks, he's gaining that front nose cone on the Alpine, started to move into position. He's going to have the inside line coming in through towards turns 9 and 10, doesn't even need the apex, will lead GB before the apex, coming out of turn 10 now, and it's GB down to 4th, Rasin Chai up to 3rd. DRS now enabled, so the dry conditions now coming home to roost. Is this the point in time where the slicks come to life? I think so, because Meraki has gone purple with an 18.8 in the middle sector, TK, and Tim Mardick is in.
Yeah, front 4 all in. Karim, Lolly Nova, GB and Team Mardick, and the medium tyre, I think, will be the equal choice amongst the board. All of them choosing for the yellow ball Pirelli, and let's see where they come out. Question will be, where can Rasin Chai get that car whilst the rest of them parade out of the pit lane?
Yeah, Rasin Chai now round in the final corner. We can see Tim Mardick coming out through the pit escape. Formula Karim already on his fresh medium tyres. He's 3.6 seconds clear. And Benjamin Daly, the work obviously, it was successful, the run on the intermediate tyres. But I would say that he hasn't really lost or gained any places, should we say, making his way through. In one case, though, you could say that he's lost out to Lolinova and GB. We're creeping downwards. The time is dropping and the track level in terms of temperature is rising. Tim Mardick now 6/10 away. He's brought himself to within touching distance of GB68. Nick Fly is going fastest. The track is going to continue to rise, and a wonderful exit for Tim Mardick and a slow one for GB as they come out of turn 5. Oh, it looks like, was that Dakovic? No, it was GB. GB slow on the run out of turn 5, and they're going to run wheel to wheel. Round lakeside drive now this time. Take rain out of this equation. It's a dry race, and GB has held his own and held P3 in this fight. But how long can he do so with Tim Mardick now on his tail?
Certainly is. Team Mardick will be lower on fuel. Daniel Gilligan goes for a spin further back. The Ferrari getting it all loose out of turn 10. Sits rather abandoned at the corner. Almost took out Ben there as well, as Ben does manage to dispatch. Oh, GB, who's that? The Alpine of Rasin Chai into the barrier.
Safety car. Hayden Gullis is pretty much going for it as well. Moved up into 4th place at this stage, just in behind the safety car. I think a couple of them have gone for it. Goodness me!
Yeah.
That was emphatic. Just off 10-second time penalty. I mean, that is extraordinary. That's a phenomenal way to get yourself disqualified. Hayden Gullis is disqualified as well. Formula Krim, the only car out on track. Just a sheer mess at the moment, guys. We've exposed a flaw in the safety car, unfortunately. So therefore, I would say that this session has indeed been red flagged. We've got 20 laps that are awaiting us. Formula Karim will start on pole position ahead of the restart here. Let's see who comes out on top as we await the lights to go red. And here they come. All 5 lights are indeed lit. And it's pedal to the metal for the second time for the Australian Grand Prix race now. And it's Formula Karim who gets a great start. So does Lolinova in 2nd place. He might yet lick his lips for a potential overtake on the run down through towards turn 3. He may have struggled during the formation lap, but he's recovered brilliantly, but remains behind Formula Karim for now, with Tim Mardick lining up in 3rd, Infratic and Hayden Gullis going at it over 6th place, and it looks like Infratic has taken it away from Gullis now. So Gullis down in 7th with Quats for company. Nick Flies down in 9th with Rasin Chai still remaining in 10th with Dankai Vince in 11th. Adam Sanderson up to 12th now as he looks to jump past Ricky 03. So that's Sanderson back in 12th where he was before, and Quats and Aiden Gullis going wheel to wheel, coming around Lakeside Drive. They touch a little bit, and Gullis has managed to reclaim and hold on to P7, very nearly losing it to Quats, who gets a lovely run down through towards turn 11 here, TK. He might yet, though, fancy his chances again on the run around Lakeside Drive, and Lolin Ober might favour a move for the lead as well, as he's showing all over the back of the McLaren and might yet pull the plug on Karim's lead here in this Australian Grand Prix race, as they now stretch down towards turn 9 and 10. The Papai McLaren holding firm. Lolin Ober hasn't found anything, or at least enough, to make this move happen, but might have a chance down in towards turn 11. Cutting to the inside now, side by side they will go. Tiger line for Lolin Ober, who goes late on the brakes. Daring manoeuvre indeed from the Haas, but still Karim comes back and sits his car right on the outside of the apex and holds the inside, coming through towards the penultimate corner. But back comes Lolin Ober. An almighty fight between these two. These rivals from Miami have come to roost again, and they're going to stretch down through towards turn 1, and wheel banging in behind as well, TK.
Yeah, that was GB and Ben trying to find space as GB almost forced off the racetrack there. Lolin Ober having to go side by side with the Aston Martin at the moment. Timo Marnik trying to put pressure on Formula Karim. GB dispatches Lolin Ober at the moment. Meraki arriving on the scene rather promptly. The Red Bull tries to stick his nose in, but he can't quite do it on this occasion. Lolin Ober had to go wide to avoid space to allow GB the room that he is required to give. That could give the Red Bull an excuse to send a nose down the inside. But oh my, on that home straight, we could have seen both Aston Martin and the Mercedes into the barrier at the same time.
As in comes Karim, in for his pit stop, and he's not alone because Lolin Ober has come in as well. Tim Marnik, will he come in? Will he respond to the change that Formula Karim has made? Opt for a fresher set of medium tyres. GB now rounding Lakeside Drive, a portion of circuit now they're approaching where both of these cars came together and crashed in seasons prior, but this time no such concerns, and Tim Marnik getting the slipstream on the back of GB as he takes the lead of the race on the run down through towards turn 11. They'll stay bound together as they now look ahead to lap 9 of 20, but like I said, big question, do they respond to, of course, the pit stop that was made by Karim here and now? Do we see GB come in? Yes, we do. And a yellow flag is out in Sector 3. Full safety car. Oh, my goodness.
Well, this is absolutely timed to perfection for the drivers that have just come into the pit lane. Karim will be absolutely fuming in that cockpit at the moment. He would have been hoping and praying that that didn't cause a safety car. The yellow flag remained just that, a yellow flag. And I don't think he's going to be able to pip out drivers behind him. You look at that, the distance that he's back further behind. He tries to pip some of them out in towards turn number 1. I think he might pip out Meraki, storming around the outside. Apologies of actually Razin Chai, that was, for the Alpine. But everybody else will have the advantage after this safety car period.
But now the safety car has come in. It's all on GB to get this restart underway. We have had the pit stop phase. It's now a 10-lap fight right to the end. And look at the gap now as GB puts pedal to the metal for the third time in this race now as we watch them sprint down through towards turn 1. It's GB with an advantage. Formula Karim getting a lovely restart as well on the tail of Tim Marnik as they now stretch down through towards turn 3 again this time, but no moves could be made. GB holding his own. It's Tim Marnik still in second, Karim in third, and Rasin Chai down in fourth. Infratic has jumped Liam Hammond for that 9th place, and Meraki has done the same and moved up to 10th.
Karim, though, pushing Timo Marnik to the absolute limit as we head in towards turn 9 and 10. Ben pushing that McLaren as much as he possibly could to the wall. Fortunately, both of them come out on top, and Karim resurges his attack. Yeah, inside line again for Karim, nice and sensible. Nothing he has to try and disrupt anybody else's race. GB will sit in behind, except the slipstream as they head through this extremely fast left-right chicane. Razin Chai getting through, but Timo Marnik, 3-second penalty for corner cutting.
As we watch GB come down in towards turn 3 now, yellow flag at this stage as well. No, Gwatz is out. Goodness me, that is a huge crash on the outset of turn 2, and he's not alone. It's Hayden Gullis. We were bigging him up, certainly bigging him up after a stellar drive, and now he is dropped down to 14th. What could have been a heroic performance has turned to misery for the Giraffe. Now here on lap 19, coming through Lakeside Drive again, it's Rasin Chai who pops up ahead of Tim Marnik now and puts the Alpine right and fully into P3, but still P2, maybe even P1 can be an offer for the Alpine now as they stretch down through towards turn 11. Here comes GB on the run in towards Formula Karim. A switch back to the outside. Defensive from Karim, who retains that race lead. Great defensive effort. But now as they drive and head and sprint through towards turns 9 and 10, GB going for the unthinkable, going for the race lead and potential victory, loses out a lot of traction, sacrifices so much momentum, and here comes Racing now on the run down towards turn 11. They go wheel to wheel, and now Karim holding his own. He will retain the race lead, but the P2 battle is on, and GB with a nose in front is going to try and hang on here. Racing up is inside. My goodness, and now the round turn, the final corner, Formula Karim will go on to a third race victory this season. It's the Australian Grand Prix going Karim's way. The man who came in third in the championship, he is a victor once more, and GB retains P2 ahead of Racing Chai in P3. My goodness me, TK.